Well, good morning, gentlemen. It is the recap of the first week of playoffs. So let's get into it. Uh, Looking at consolation bracket first. So we had The Walking Dead. Nope, sorry, consolation bracket. We had. Where are you? Here we go. Bash Brothers going up against Thunder Blender in the first game. So, funny story about this. First game start, and I immediately, immediately get a text from Eric just kicking himself that he did not check the injury report and ended up playing Le'Veon Bell. Just so upset about himself. And he was like, dang it. And then a couple minutes into the morning's games, he's kicking himself again. He's like, and I've got Garoppolo on my bench. Oh, this is horrible, blah, blah, blah. And he's got Cook, and look at Cook. He's already got a touchdown, and blah, blah, blah. Well, here we are sitting Tuesday morning, and Eric, I'm sad to say, man, there was nothing that was going to save your day. I mean, Bash Bros with 180 points. Good God. That Austin Eckler trade was just the worst idea for me because 31 points, Jared Cook gets 20. I mean, man, I thought my trades were amazing. And then the last couple of weeks, I'm realizing that I have just given away the farm. I mean, Aaron Jones gets 26 points. I gave him away. Damn. So, anyways, congrats, Andrew. 180 points, your highest score of the season. And now your season is over with. So, congratulations. Well done. I will send you a receipt for what you owe for the rest of the year, and you're good to go, man. Thanks for joining us this year. Hope you had fun. Hope you're going to join us next year, brother. Eric, sadly, you move on, man, to see who the worst of the worst is. So we'll get into that here in a second. The other game, Cuddy Shark against Habanos, was a close one, really close one. And just sadly, Habanos could not get it done. I mean, they had Miles Sanders and the Eagles defense going into last night's game and just couldn't do it. Came up 3.28 points shy. So, Cuddy Shark, John, congratulations. Another season where you're not at the bottom. You actually had a winning record this season, too. 8-6, man. Good job. Bill, you move on to the consolation bracket. Sorry, buddy. So, you're battling out for who's going to be the worst of the worst this year. Lots of points on the bench from both teams. I mean, God, Slayton just shredded last night. 32 points, 150 yards, 2 huge touchdowns. Eli Manning looking like the Eli Manning of young. Sorry about that, bud. So now we look at the games for next week in the consolation bracket, and it's going to be Thunder Blender up against last year's reigning champions, Don't Panic, and Habanos going up against Mad Dogs. So we've got a good representation from the Vegas crowd down there at the bottom. So we'll see who ends up moving on to battle it out for the worst of the worst. Remember, win and you're done. You're safe. Season's over with. You're good. Lose and you move on to see who is the worst of the worst in the toilet bowl. Now, in the playoff race, we had Dirty Landry against myself, and this came down to the wire, man. I mean, just down to the wire. It was like halfway through the fourth quarter, I was down a ton. We both had Philly tight ends, and Carson Wentz throws a touchdown to a tight end. And Zach gets excited because he thinks it's Goddard. But it wasn't. It was Zach Ertz. It was the first of 2 touchdowns for Zach Ertz. So, man, I got lucky. Oh, I got so lucky. I mean, Joe Mixon had the game of his season. Hopkins had one of the top 3 games of his season. Mike Williams has the game of his season. And, of course, my guys underperform. McCaffrey's worst game, Cook's worst game, Shark's worst game, Kupp's. Well, no, Kupp's been underperforming all season. But, yeah, so I got lucky. Carson Wentz ended up coming through. I'm going to end up playing Ryan Tannehill through the playoffs. You guys realize that, right? Like, that's how rough it is right now. So, my guy's just sucking. Man, those trades were the worst trades ever. All right, so I move on. And then in the other game, oh, this was a good one to watch. I don't know if you guys saw this. The Walking Dead had a 99% chance of victory going into Sunday night's game. Okay, it's Seattle against the Rams. And The Walking Dead has Seattle's hot new running back, Rashad Penny. He's finally healthy, right? I mean, this is a guy who set like NCAA records all over the map with San Diego State. I watched him a lot being in San Diego back then. So, right, Rashad Penny is a stud. Goes into the game. Rashad Penny, first carry of the game, he gets hurt. Out for the rest of the season. I couldn't believe it. 1.6 points ends up costing the Walking Dead the playoffs. So now the Horn Dogs move on. It's almost like an asterisk. It feels like an asterisk, but whatever. So the Horn Dogs move on. They lose Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs ends up getting hurt for the rest of the season too. So we'll see how that plays out for Horn Dogs next week. I mean, they do have AP, which is nice because Geis is out again. Dude, poor Darius Geis. That guy just cannot stay healthy. He's such a good running back, but this is like the third season he's gotten hurt. Man. So, he's got AP. Probably going to end up starting AP. But, dude, that's brutal. Brutal. So, congratulations, Dad. You move on with a little asterisk next to your name. So 2.1 point victory, not very big, but you move on. So now next week you are going up against Chet Casher, who just is always at the top. Like seriously, Chris, like have you ever finished outside the top 3? Like since you've been playing this game with us, like always in the top. And I'm going up against the guy who's just been sitting at the top all season, Mark Hoskins, and that's not going to be fun. Mark kicked my ass the last time I played him, so we'll see how this works out this week. I've got some brutal matchups coming up, so I don't feel confident, and I have to play Ryan Tannehill. God, I'm so uncomfortable with that. So, all right, so next week I'm going up against Mark. Horn Dog's going up against Chet Casher. In the consolation bracket, the Toilet Bowl, you got Thunder Blender against Don't Panic, Habanos against Mad Dogs. Reminder, ad drops are over with. Your lineup is your lineup. So, just like the NFL, like they cut off, waivers before the playoffs. We do too. So your lineup is your lineup, guys. For those of you who are out, I'll send out what you owe. You can go ahead and pay that to me through PayPal. I'll send you all the details on that. And we'll see who ends up playing out. Top 3 teams get paid. So even if you lose this week in the playoffs, you still play out for 3rd place. So top 3 teams get paid, and then for week 17 we do the All-Star game. So I'll send out a form for that so you guys can fill out who you guys want for your All-Star lineup. Remember, All-Star gets paid as well, All-Star winner. And yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes this next couple weeks, guys. Good luck. It's going to be fun. It's round 2 of the playoffs. Here we go. All right. See you guys.